Well, people, or if anybody is watching, in just a couple of hours, at least in my country, we are going to have a summary of 2018's final times and then ring in 2019 and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just take this time to take these off and try to talk a little bit about 2018. Basically, just me doing a little random talk. This is no manga talk. This is no anime talk. Well, maybe just some minor talks about that. Just basically me talking about my journey of 2018. To be fair, I have felt that 2018 have really been a shitty year. So many deaths, so many important people, and about 80% of them were not even in the age where they were supposed to die. We lost legends this year, but also we lost some legends that was actually meant to die. Although saying meant to die is pretty evil, I meant more by saying that they were old, and the fact that they had lived this long was amazing. So the fact that they passed away was not anything bad, because they passed away in delight. Stan Lee was one of those examples. God rest his soul. But we have lost, but mostly we just have lost legend after legend. So many different legends, often around the age of 65. And there even have been articles writing that the fact that this year was extremely high on cancer deaths and suicides. So yeah, I'm just saying, can it be any more depressing? Or wait, how do we say that Chandler voice? Yeah, could it be any more depressing? That's not a Chandler voice, but I can't do that. Yeah, could I be any more depressing? Well, whatever. And how has it been for me on a, personal quest? Well, I don't talk about my personal life on YouTube so much, mostly because I feel like it's utterly unimportant. I see all these stars out there in the world, so to speak, on YouTube, and I envy them. I envy them greatly. I'm a guy who easily gets jealous. That doesn't mean I get so jealous that I can curse them. No, I get jealous because I want to become like them. I want to have what I feel like they having. Big respect. Maybe they don't have big respect. It's just that illusion you get when you are in YouTube. People usually do not know the real you, so to speak. I mean, there may be many YouTubers out there that suffers from depression. Because in a way, I can admit to you all that now I will talk a little bit about myself, about a little me. First of all, I won't say my real name to you, although there are a couple of YouTubers out there, or maybe one or two, who do know my real name. So if you write my real name in the YouTube comment, I will deny it if you know it. Second of all, I do suffer from depression every now and again. It's not suicidal depression, because to be frank, I don't even have the courage to end my own life, even if I was that depressed. It's mostly the fact that I feel like life sometimes feels just so dull, in the fact that, what are you achieving? How do you achieve it? You just sit on your ass most of the day and watch the computer, watching random things. Why can't you do anything good? That's usually what I'm saying to myself, and that's extremely negative to think like that. People always say to me that you have to think positive, and also that no one really want to hear any bitching and yapping about different things. And they're right. Hearing someone else complain about stuff is just so depressing and pathetic, really. So why do I bitch? And why do other people bitch? Maybe we want other people to feel our misery. Maybe we just feel like it will be better if we bitch. Or maybe we just feel like there is no other way to do about it, because we just feel the only real way to get rid of depression and things when you feel powerless is just to do it. If someone tells you, write an essay about this subject, then you must do it. But most of the time you will just complain, because let's face it, it is not easy forcing yourself to do that. If someone tells you paint something, you paint it, but you throw it away immediately because you feel like it's too bad, it's not art. It's just that question, really. What do we know is really what we want? Maybe we do know, we just refuse to accept. Or maybe it's the fact that we do know, but we also don't know how we can know and do respect and accept. I know that sounds confusing to you, but mostly that's just how it is. Mostly you just don't know how to answer things. So my biggest delight in life is usually to read manga. It's to write also. Because now I'll tell you a little bit about how my journey has been in 2018. It actually has been full of surprise. From January to April, I took a very expensive journey to New York City, and wrote an entire experience on my Facebook page, for those who know my real name. I have no interest of posting it on YouTube though, even though that would make for a pretty good video if I had free music, of course, but as you know, I don't have free music, so that's impossible. I went there to study at an acting course in Stella Alley. I took singing lessons. I took an improv lesson. It just felt right, you know. I lost a lot of money, yes, and it has made me more greedy than ever. But I also felt like it was a breath of fresh air. I did something I never expected to do. I went to my brother's side, who lives in New York. I lived with him and his roommate. And I just did. I just learned New York. I went out to party alone. I went out and I talked to more girls than I usually do. And yes, I did that acting thing, even though, and at the beginning I really felt like I had my acting group back together. Well, when I came back to my hometown of Sweden, because I can't spoil for you all, I live in Sweden. So now you know that. I live in Sweden, Stockholm, the Europe city, long here. And it's actually 9 p.m. as of this word at the evening. However, I don't have so much confidence in my acting anymore. I cannot even film a self-tape. A woman once upon a time sent me something that she suggested I should do. And I just didn't do it. I didn't get the courage, I didn't get the stamina, and I didn't get me to do it. It's pathetic, really. It's just that, how am I as an actor? Well, I am not remarkable. And I'm not... I mean, how could you describe me if I was a manga character? What's the best way to describe me as a manga character? That's a very good question, actually. Maybe I should have made my video about that. I mean, I'm definitely not the kind of characters I like. I am not hyper. I mean, I'm usually what I hate, because I hate complainers, and yet I can't stop hate and complain myself. So maybe if I were to describe myself in Shokugeki no Soma terms, maybe I will be more like Tsukasa. I sometimes is a little bit jerkish, and I'm sometimes a little bit, well, just I don't understand why other people feel like it's need to do just that. And I have a very monotone-like voice. But I'm more friendly, like more than Tsukasa, like Ishinki or something like that. I mean, in Black Clover terms, maybe I would be Yami, mostly, maybe, except the badassery. I mean, gruff, rough, and nothing, and all the, and emotionally tough. I mean, I only cry when I see emotional things and tell it that way. Other than that, I usually just prefer that if you want to solve something, you just have to do it the hard way. In Kingdom Ways, maybe I'm like Orhon a little bit. I am just stoic to some things and express it to others. In Eden Zero terms, maybe I will be more like Wise. I mean, I think I'm actually a little bit more jerkish than people think I am, but that doesn't mean I'm mean. But getting back on terms is the fact that I was there for a month, and then I went back to Stockholm, resumed working. So normal schedule. For 4 months, I did nothing special. Then I started to use this meetup that I was introduced to in USA, and I started to meet more people again, more creative people. And I just feel like now this 2018 is ending, thank God. But I intend to make my 2019 better. I intend to make a change in most of the things I do. I hope to trim down on my sugar because let's face it, I am growing very fat. And sugar is not good for you anyway. So I'm hoping to cut down on that. I also hope to continue working on my writing because I can tell you a little bit about my hobbies. In my free time, I'm a writer. I don't know if I'm a good writer, but I do have an imagination, and people have said different things upon my writing, of course. They have said that I'm pretty bad at, well, getting to the point a little bit, so I like to drag things out, unfortunately. But they have said that what they have liked to read so far is very detailed and amazing imagination, which are good news. However, the negative views are very different to, well, change, unfortunately. Then I like voice acting a lot. Because if you knew my real name, then you would know I'm actually a member of a community called Bloombox Studios. It's a community that was started by Stephen Blum and a couple of other people. No, not for people to get into voice acting. Don't get me wrong, it's not like that. It is just for fans of voice acting and people who wishes to know more about voice acting. It is not a one-way ticket. It's not a golden ticket to the voice acting industry. I mean, if it does lead to voice acting for people who are in that community, then that's wonderful. But it's only for those that work really hard. And so far, I do not work really hard on that. So, yeah, that's what I meant to say. My real name is there, and I'm a really fan of voice acting. However, I do feel, though, that what he has said to us all about the fact that how do you express yourself, it once again comes to my acting. Sometimes people feel like I have a good voice for voice acting, but I just wonder, yeah, if maybe I do, but do I have the acting in the voice? And when I think about it, no, maybe I don't. I don't know. It's just that it's difficult to know exactly what you can do and can't do in when you're tackling that thing. And as I said before, I live in Sweden, so my chances in getting into that in the business of the American is even tougher than ever. So I have to start here, but I'll see how that happens, right? Well, other thing is that I like to jog about 5 times a week. I think that's the word I was looking for. So I do that. And I have talked to some YouTube friends. Haven't been on so many live streams this year, but I was on one of a Black Clover discussion. Was very, very wonderful. Was hoping to have been on one more by the end of this year. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So, I mean, I don't really know if all my YouTube friends really want to have another live stream with me. It's the fact that we have different time zones and personal life tend to get in the middle. So it's not exactly easy what you're gonna do in situations like that. But you'll see, you'll see. So yeah, I mean, and then I'm looking at real life. Real life sucks, you know, which is why I love manga and everything fiction. I've seen so many cartoons this year. It's been really the year of cartoons for me. DuckTales, Ruby, The Loud House, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Clones, Voltron Legendary Defender, Stretch Armstrong, The Dragon Prince, Troll Hunters, Three Below, She-Ra, The Princess of Power, and the list goes on, you know. I've seen so many cartoons, both old and new, because I was really into cartoon humor, and I enter zones different every time. I don't watch anime all the time, but sometimes I do. Anime I have watched this year have been Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, Fairy Tail, gone back and watched some old ones, watched Soul Eater, I watched even Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood again. After that, I haven't seen so many new ones, but I did see one new one, Cells at Work, Hatabaru something. Cells at Work, that was a pretty funny one. And well, yeah, I think those are mostly what I have seen. Well, I know I have seen other things also, but I guess we'll see what that is later. But the real life sucks. So many despairing things have happened, and even the but I'm gonna tell you what I hate. I may be a hypocrite sometimes saying I hate complainers, but the things people I hate the most are politicians, actually. I hate politicians with a burning passion. They bring nothing but misfortune now. And I don't even know how to make people wiser. I'm just telling everybody, see some cartoons, you will get wiser if you do. You can laugh at me when you say that, not really. It's just that you do get wiser if you watch cartoons because there's a lot of hidden wisdom in those things. And if you don't believe in that, then what do you really believe in? That's the thing about that you should ask yourself. Who do you believe in? Who are you? And what are you? Well, that's the thing about these situations, you know. So it's just that, so I hate real life and many things more. I think that has to do a lot with why I sometimes tend to lap into depression and negativity. Real life just feels so suffocating sometimes. And soon we'll ring in the new year 2019. Nothing special will happen immediately, although we will probably read in the next 3 days about someone who has died. I mean, yeah, that's just some things are so negative, you know. It's depressing, really. If not, well then golden to it. I hope I have some other dreams, but I'm not really sure on what will happen with them all. But 2019, I hope to bring some change. I'll join an improv class to practice my improv because Stephen Blum said it was very good to do that for voice acting, so I intend to do that. And I also will. I've also sung a lot this year. The thing is, though, can I sing? Yeah, that's the problem, really. I still haven't found that answer. At the beginning, yes, I thought I did sing. But then I listened to a recording I did at that class when I sang Circle of Life. And you know, I just cursed myself and said, that is not singing. I allowed my dad to listen to that, and he went all Simon Cowell on me and said, no, that was the worst thing he had ever heard. Of course, others that have listened to it haven't said the same thing. Just one guy said he liked it, but he also said that there were some tunes were off key. So maybe I think the thing about my singing is that I have a voice to sing. It's just that I cannot always put it in the tone. I mean, if that means that I can sing but I'm tone deaf, I don't know. I don't think I'm tone deaf. It's just that my vocals don't always hit the tone. I mean, I can give you an example here. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking stepped in to the sun, there's more to be seen than could ever be seen, more to do than could ever be done. Some say eat or be eaten. Some say live and let live. But all agree is to join the stampede. You should never take more than you give. In the circle of life is the wheel of fortune. It's the leap of faith. It's the band of hope. Till we find our place on the path unwinding. In the circle of life. Yeah, as you can hear, that is not a single bit in tone. And you may sometimes a little bit strong in the vocals, but it's just that some tunes just feel so off. I hope to practice on that in the next coming year. The funny thing is, I did send that recording to a song audition. I ended up on the reserved list, but I never got an answer after that, so I probably didn't get a chance to ask that more. I wanted to send an email though to her asking, did you find anything to me? But I don't think I did. She said I was on the reserve list, so that probably meant nah, I wasn't lucky. But the fact that I ended up on the reserve list and not an immediately no, that was an achievement, at least for someone as pathetic as me. So yeah, as you see, I may not be able to sing, but I hope to be able to sing better by the end of 2019. You see, I have one dream, not to become a singer, mind you. I am not that stupid. What it is that I'm looking forward to a little bit more is that I actually wish one day to put on anime covers. I mean, not that I have written those lyrics well, but song covers of, well, anime songs sometimes on my channel. Well, that would have been very fun if I could do that. Unfortunately, you have to ask permission for some people to use those lyrics. And more than that, you have to sing well. And right now, I can't sing well, so that is just a fleeting dream for now. So we'll see how that happens. So we will ring in 2019 with new manga chapters. I'll continue doing reviews as long as my computer don't crash. And I'll do what I can always do. And if you follow me on that journey, go ahead. I'll try to befriend as many people I can. But 2018 has not been a good year. Not even a good year of movies. Some good year of video games. I started playing video games again this year. And unfortunately, this has distracted me a lot. I don't like that. But that's the curse of video gaming. But hopefully 2019 will have many, many blasts. So how has your 2019 been? Well, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But I'll see you all on another